Hello, hello. Welcome to another IRPG game report, which took place last night. The players were myself, Lenora and Duke, and Winston was running the game. Zhao was a no-show for some reason, but we'll say no more about that. I'm sure he had his reasons. Yeah, Winston's running this dungeon crawl thing to basically test the magic system. Again, a very successful session. When last we left off, we'd found this doorway here that was locked. We'd also gone through this corridor, this library, which we'd set on fire. Inside this room, we found a mysterious book, which was chained down. But my character, being a complete douchebag, decided he was going to try and read this book, and in doing so, completely lost his sentience. So I couldn't control him, and he was basically, even though he was awake, he was basically brain dead, and was for several turns. During this time, the fire was raging and building up here. Luckily, we spotted a ledge up here, i.e. Winston spotted the ledge for us, because I'm completely blameless for this, because I was unconscious. But yeah, the characters thought that the secret door or whatever was in here, when it wasn't. It was up here. There was a ledge up here on top of the bookshelves. Luckily we had a rope, so Zhao's character, with his air magic, glided up and tied the rope onto the ledge up here somewhere, and then they were able to tie me to the rope, climb up the rope and pull me up after them. So we escaped the flames, which eventually consumed the entire area. So that was good. This is just a screenshot, by the way, so I can't scroll around the map. So it's kind of limited to what I can show you. I've only got one more screenshot, but I'll save that for later, because later on we tried to rest, and there are rules governing resting within dangerous situations like this, dangerous sort of areas. And we decided to rest for quite a long time, and on like the fourth hour or so, we were disturbed by a wandering monster, and Zhao decided to... No, sorry, no, not Zhao. Winston decided to take a random page out of the bestiary, which turned out to be an interesting choice to do, because the random page turned out to be a lich. So a lich surprised us in our sleep, and now liches are, as I'm sure you'll probably guess, pretty damn powerful enemies. They basically have a spell which they have half a chance to cast, 50% chance to cast, which will kill you instantly. They're pretty badass, liches. But this lich decided to summon an undead horde to protect itself. So we were fighting skeletons for a little while. My character being completely inept as always and rolling critical misses. Lenora decided to try and control the undead lich with her necromancy. Now this is where I realised that it was illustrated how I haven't really gone through the rules enough to... I clearly missed some things in the spell descriptions, i.e. with the control undead spell. There are 3 different difficulties, and no apparent reason for this. The target is 1 creature plus. The duration varies, and all it says is control undead enables the caster to wrench of control of undead creatures from their current owners to his will. So that's clearly something that I missed when I went through these and decided to add a little bit more detail, because there is no detail there. In fact, the detail there doesn't even make sense, and that's just one of the things that we have to deal with when in this sort of game where I make all the rules myself and, you know, stuff. But we worked out the difficulty would be 19, the creature was in range, so she cast the spell. And in doing so, she controlled the lich and its undead minions, and because we were fighting near water, just had them wander into the water, never to be seen again. So that was one way to get out of the fight with the lich, which wasn't even part of the planned dungeon. So I was pretty pleased with that. I mean, it was a rank 2 spell that got rid of a very, very powerful foe. I don't particularly have a problem with that, because the foe wasn't defeated. So like if he had a magical item on him, which he probably didn't because he was like a random monster, but if he had, then he wouldn't be defeated, you know. It would be a way to you know, just disable him for a while. But yes, that was very good. So we wandered about for a bit and killed some shark men, and finally came to the boss. The boss, who turned out to be a demon! This dude! The demon dude! Pretty tough fight, this. Pretty tough fight. Luckily, we'd managed to get ourselves all up to full health, so we were all ready for this. Ish. The demon turned out to be a pretty hard foe to kill, though. And this here, this zombie with an X, this dead thing, that's my character. My character fell in battle to the demon, Malachus, I think his name was. It's pretty... I wouldn't say it's difficult to die in RPG, but it can happen, obviously. And to be honest, I didn't have a problem with dying to this foe. This is the main boss type thing, and I charged him headlong into combat. And Winston was worried that he was overpowered, but I don't think he was, because, and I've mentioned this before, the problem that our party has is that it's made up of mages with no real tanks, no real meat shields, if you like. So the stats that he attributed this demon was akin to a greater demon in the bestiary, and that's that would work fine if we had like fighters with heavy armor and such to counteract that. We didn't really, so I flung myself against him, did a little bit of damage. He knocks me down to -6 vitality. What happens when you get down to minus vitality in IRPGs? You don't die instantly. What happens is you roll an injury table, which I haven't got up right now, so I'm not going to go digging about with it. But basically what you do is you roll a d10, roll a dice, you minus your current vitality, which is -7, and you add your strength. My strength was 8, so I had a +1 result to this roll. And it came up with me losing 1 attribute point. So I decided to reduce my strength. Then what happens is I have d5 turns to get revived by some sort of healing, like spells or bandages or a potion. Zhao's character, who fell under my control, oddly enough decided to use his healing potion on my character to revive him next turn. Did so my character actually revived from his wounds, got up, and the demon bitch slapped him to -8 vitality, I think, and then my strength was 7 because I decided to reduce my strength because it was one of the strongest and I had quite weak stats in everything else, and I wasn't willing to lose them, so I had a -2 roll to this roll, and I rolled a 3, which equaled 1, which equals death. So I died. My character died forever. He's gone for good. I didn't have a problem with this. I did not have a problem with this because death has to be a threat in these games. I charged headlong into combat with a greater demon, wearing a suit of leather armor and a normal sword, on my own. So I died. That's what I want. That's the sort of thing that I want. They managed to kill the demon. Duke actually got a really good roll with one of his spells. I think we still have the log of it down here. So yes, there we go. This is the roll to cast the spell. I think it had difficulty 16 or something, and you got a 17. And then the damage rolls were d5 and d10, and you got 5 and 10. So that's 15 damage, and this wasn't the only damage that was done to it, but it certainly helped to kill it. So yes, it died. I think Winston gave it about 40 vitality or something like that, which is quite hefty. But they whittled it down and killed it. So yay for the party. Boo for me because I died. That was when the session ended. So we're not quite through the whole dungeon yet, but Winston said that was pretty much the boss fight. So next session, what we're going to do is finish off this dungeon and then probably start another game, which will be next Saturday. The next game we're going to play is probably going to be less dungeon crawly, he said, and more roleplay, because after all, IRPG is a role-playing game. This session, this whole dungeon, wasn't really had that in mind, but that's sort of the beauty of it. That you can play it as effectively a board game, which is what we've been doing, or you can play it as a role-playing game without map tool at all, which is sort of akin to what we're going to be doing next week, I think, or at least starting to. We might only get like character creation done or something, I don't know, but I'll let you know next week. But yeah, there we go. So my character was killed by, we'll call it a greater demon, because that's what its stats were akin to, and but they killed it. They banded together and managed to slay the demon without my help. So yes, there we go. So thanks for watching. All in all, it was, again, really good. I couldn't really find any fault with anything, with how things worked. There was niggling little things that I thought could be a bit better, but all in all, yeah, great, very good. Very productive session, and went very smoothly as well. Winston said that he's played D&D. I've actually never played D&D before, to be fair. So I'm really quite a noob when it comes to systems like this and playing on a on a tabletop. So probably not the best qualified to make a system. But he said that it was actually slower paced than D&D, which actually surprised me. But that's okay. And it's a lot of it was looking up spells and stuff that we could do as well, because it's still all quite new to the players and such. And because like we're all mages, like it takes time to look up your spells and whatever. Whereas if you're a melee combatant, all you do is attack, and that's pretty straightforward. So yeah, I don't have a problem with that, and I think that will when you get better at the game, that will speed up during time. And some of the he mentioned that some of the encounters that we did, we got through a lot quicker than what he thought, and some of them, like the books last time, were a lot slower. So it's a bit unpredictable. And but anyway, all in all, grand session, great game. Thank you, Winston, for playing it. Thanks everyone for playing alongside me. And bye my character. I forget his name anyway, but he's no longer among us. So thanks guys. Toodaloo.